If you're wondering whether Airbnb is still worth it in 2026 or if the opportunity has completely passed, you're not alone. Between regulations, saturation, and people saying Airbnb is dead, there's a lot of noise that's confusing most people. I've built an Airbnb portfolio worth over $30 million and I've helped 500 plus students build a multiple 6 and 7-figure Airbnb business from scratch. And I've seen exactly what's still working, what's broken, and where people are actually getting it wrong. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my honest opinion on whether Airbnb is still worth it in 2026, what's changed, what's still working, and where the real opportunities are right now, especially if you're thinking about getting started or scaling an Airbnb business this year. Let's get into it. So here are the cons on what's changed in Airbnb in 2026. The first biggest change is Airbnb's new policy that increases the 3% host fee to 15.5%, essentially tacking on an extra 12.5% to the Airbnb host. Now, this new policy only affects those using property management software like Guesty or Hospital. And those without a PMS system, they're not affected by this and still have the 3% host fee. Here's my take. This effect is negligible for a beginner because I don't even recommend a property management software until you hit about 8 units or more. And I say this because the developers at Airbnb are very smart. They pay very close attention to all of the third-party softwares and they adopt the most useful pieces of those into Airbnb itself, making their platform better without the need of a PMS system. And this speaks volumes and makes total sense because the user interface on Airbnb is just so easy that literally anyone can go and become a host. And it also comes with a caveat, of course, because it being so easy to use, most people think they can just hop on an Airbnb and start making money. And it's important to have the right expectation when you're getting into this because we're talking about two very complex topics. Number one, starting a business, and number two, investing in real estate here. And while most people will go and panic about the fee increase because on the surface level, it might seem like they have tighter margins, but the reality truly is with having strategy at a very high level, that negates the effects of these type of things. And if you want to learn those high level strategies, my channel is dedicated to purely that. How to go and operate with the highest standards, with the best strategies to be able to eliminate all of your risks and guarantee profits. And it all comes down to strategy. And the second con that we've been seeing is the decrease in demand over the years because your typical Airbnb strategies don't work anymore. The days of thinking you can just throw up any unit onto Airbnb and expect it to go and make money are over. Because the truth is, you need proven strategies that work. Because truly, is Airbnb saturated? The answer is yes. It's always been saturated since I started in 2021. But it's not saturated people like us who know what they're doing and rule at the top 1%. And truly, the difference between regular people and the top 1% is just strategy. And when you think about it, Airbnbs will come and go as they join the market. But if you're top 1%, whether the economy is great or travel demand is down, if you're top 1%, you get booked no matter what the environment is. And it's the casual, low standard operators that are the ones who feel the pressure the most. And that's exactly what my high performance host community represents, the top 1%. Like Jen, for example, who's a stay-at-home mom doing $90,000 a month with 4 Airbnbs. Or even like Bella, who is doing the same thing, hitting $90,000 months. And I'm not here to make any income claims, but this is simply just examples of the results people can achieve when they have the intention of treating this as a business and learning how to go and think like an investor. And here's why Airbnb is still the best investment vehicle in 2026. It's still the king when you go and compare it to things like traditional investments into long-term rentals. Because thinking that you can buy a cash-flowing long-term rental is an absolute myth. With today's interest rate, all mortgages are higher than what the market rents are. That's why investors aren't buying long-term rentals right now. And even if you can cash flow maybe $200 to $500 per month, it's completely pointless if your goal is financial freedom. And especially when you compare it to fix and flipping or wholesaling, those models you only make money once. And for the same amount of work and learning, you could be cash flowing for years with Airbnb. And also Airbnb is ultimately a game of compound income, where the more that you stack, the more cash flow that you gain, leading to more acquisitions and even more cash flow. It is the flywheel of building wealth. And the key to this is professionalization, learning how to go and run an actual business. People too often will want to go and do everything from cleaning the units themselves or even cut corners to save on expenses. And the problem with that is that they will never scale because they cheap out and end up building themselves into the business. If every single job title in the business is you for everything, this is not a business. This is called a job. So instead, you should be focused on building a business that is systems reliant, that doesn't require you physically for every single task. This allows you to be able to work on your business versus working in your business. And it's the serious operators who focus on these things, coupled with actually having strategy, will always launch high quality units that outperform from the rest. And that is where the true opportunity is. The most strategic Airbnb approach for 2026 would be to build a strong foundation and to be very selective with your Airbnb investments, meaning having a very high standard that'll be able to profit a minimum of $4,000 per month on any given Airbnb. This helps you eliminate the thought of just doing deals just to do deals, because your first Airbnb sets the tone for the rest of your portfolio. So if you go into $1,000 to $2,000 profit per month units, your standard will always stick right there. And again, I don't care for that. I don't care for being average. I promote becoming top 1% at everything that you do. This means learning how to analyze deals and going into deals that are able to survive every single season, including slow season, being able to maintain high standards with operations, getting 100% 5-star reviews, building systems early in the business so you can scale efficiently. I'll be pumping out more content on my channel to go and highlight these principles, so subscribe and check out my most recent videos if you haven't already to go and be able to build that strong foundation. Who Airbnb is or isn't for in 2026. It all starts with identifying your problem and your solution. And to make it simple for you, there's two people with two different problems and two separate solutions. Here's person number one. Person number one wants to go and make more money. The best way for them to make more money is to start a high cash flowing business. Start off with Airbnb arbitrage, where you can go and rent properties from landlords and get the permission to list it onto Airbnb. You can go and borrow money from banks at 0% interest to start. It's far less capital intensive because you don't need massive down payments and you only need a first and last month's deposit. So here's person number two. Their problem is that they already make too much money. So this person's problem is losing their wealth to taxes, whether it be from a high W-2 paying job or whether they're highly profitable within their business. This is where you can go and buy short-term rentals and get massive tax benefits utilizing the short-term rental loophole, where you can get a write-off against your active W-2 income or your business profit. So when you buy the short-term rentals, this is how you grow your wealth, get the appreciation, get the cash flow, and get massive tax benefits. This is why the wealthy love short-term rentals. And here's the best part. Person number one will go and graduate to becoming person number two, because a high-profit business will eventually have tax problems. That was exactly my story. And congratulations, when you reach that point, you graduated into buying real estate at an accelerated rate. Therefore, now you can go and build your wealth at an accelerated rate. And just so you understand at a high level, business is a vehicle to make more money and build more cash flow. But what you need to know is what to do with that cash flow in order to build wealth. Two different concepts, two different problems, but they do complement each other very well. And to make this extra clear to you, this is not a get-rich-quick model. I want to go and highlight the significance of what we are talking about here. We're talking about building a business and we're talking about investing in real estate. So if you don't have a genuine interest for real estate or seriously want to grow your portfolio and to do this at a high level, then this is not for you. So that's my honest take on whether Airbnb is still worth it in 2026, what's changed, what still works, and where the real opportunities are if you approach it the right way. Now, if you don't want to go and try to piece all of this together on your own or risk learning the hard way, I'm hosting a free live training where I'll go and break down everything step by step, how to go and start and scale a profitable Airbnb arbitrage business, covering how to go and find heavy cash flowing properties, learning how to go and start your business using 0% interest business funding, and also how to get landlord approvals. You can go and register for the free live training by clicking the link in the description. And if this video has helped, make sure you subscribe. I've got a lot more coming to help you guys do Airbnb the right way.